What's going on, guys? Mr. Domo here, and I am back again. And like I said, man, in my previous video, I talked about how it all started for me collecting Kenner Star Wars action figures and pretty much doing my first 12 run. And so, like I promised, guys, I here is my last 17 now. This is not complete yet. I'm missing 2, so I'm at 15 out of 17. And the 2 that I'm missing is Luke in the Stormtrooper disguise, and then of course the infamous Yak face, which was not released in the US. That was actually released in the European market. But the last 17 is very unique. Like I said, man, after completing the first 12, I pretty much wanted to do the last 17, and once I get this completed, then I'm gonna go ahead and do a pretty much a Empire Strikes Back run, and then do a Return of the Jedi run. But the last 17 is pretty interesting because obviously Kenner needed to kind of revise the market here after they had completed their Return of the Jedi run. So they were looking to do something new, and of course that's when they pretty much created the Power of the Force, the original Power of the Force, where these figures were actually introduced with a new card back, and then of course a collector's coin. And technically, the last 17, there's technically 15 new figures, right? There's 15 new figures. These 2 right here were already offered in the Return of the Jedi toy line. So here I'll just show you right here. So this is Warrak, and of course this guy was already offered as part of the Return of the Jedi. So they just kind of like reissue these figures here and introduce the coin. So here's Warrak. This is a 1985 Kenner Star Wars loose action figure. Now, what's really common about these guys is that they have no country of origin. So all of your pretty much your Power of the Force or your last 17 figures are not going to have a country of origin, so you'll see the little dash there. And of course this guy received an 80, so not too bad. Really beautiful piece, and I love these little murder bears, you know what I'm saying. And then the next one that was a reissue was Roomba here. Like I said, again, was already offered in the Return of the Jedi. So technically, like I said, there's only 15 new figures in the last 17 figures. And of course, this guy right here, again, no country of origin. This one received a 75. So it's not a bad score. Like 75 and anything higher than that, I don't mind. I do have a 70, which is Anakin Skywalker right there, which I'll probably replace one of these days. But the main goal, okay, so with the first 12, my goal was to get those figures and get them as the 85, right? I wasn't really worried about the accessory holder or anything like that, because by the time I was when I started it, AFA was not doing that. It was only Collector Archive Services, and then they started doing that. So that's why I have a mixed batch of graded figures with like the new laser cut accessory holders, and then some don't, you know what I'm saying. And then most of those figures from the last the first 12, excuse me, I didn't mention this in a previous video, but most of those I actually picked up in the market. There's like maybe a handful that I actually had loose that I got them graded, and then if they received an 85, then I added them into my collection. Now what I did with this one, so what I wanted to do with the last 17, because when I started collecting this figures, I wanted to make sure that these figures were all made with the new accessory holder. So as you can see, all of these guys are part of the new AFA acrylic case, you know what I'm saying. So they all have that new laser cut accessory holders, and that's what my goal was, to do that, you know what I'm saying, because I don't want to pick up something that was encased in an older style case, and then have to worry about resending it, like, you know what I'm saying, like I just didn't want to do that. So it's not too bad with the first 12, because I only have a handful. I think I have like 5 that I need to resend to get them recased and stuff like that. And like I said, it's just more of a preference, you know what I'm saying. Like some people don't care and stuff like that. Me, my OCD and whatever, I love having it the way they look, you know what I'm saying. Especially like with these guys right here with the Ewoks, you could tell like how it's just really gorgeous to see the staff and obviously the blasters and everybody else's accessories just displayed like that. I'm not a big fan, like I said, of having it taped off or anything like that. And I'm also not a big fan of having the label up on top. I just do not like that at all. Like I said, I'm very picky, man. But of course, I'm saying, like, I have the right to be picky, right? This is my collection. This is my personal collection. This is my hobby, and this is the way I want to run it. And everybody does it differently. probably, you know what I'm saying? So like I said, this is you know the 15 figures that I have right here, and I'll run through them and show you what I got, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, man, the last 17 was a very interesting time frame because you know what I'm saying, like that's when, you know, Kenner was really trying to, you know, figure out what they're gonna do, and they had to compete with, you know, Transformers and Masters in the Universe, and there was just a lot of other toy lines. So you know, that's why they came up with the Power of the Force, and then you know, they also you know, picked up you know, the toy line for their upcoming cartoon series, which was droids, and then of course Ewoks. I don't think those did really well, but I mean, overall it's just very, you know, very unique figures there. So let me run down. So obviously these two right here you guys already saw. This one right here, Lumat, this is another Ewok right here, really awesome. Again, no country of origins, 1984, did receive a 75 plus, so excellent plus / near mint score. Really beautiful figure, man. Really like the like I said, I just love how they display the bows and everything like that. So really cool figure there. The other Ewok right here, of course, Pablo, and I think this guy is the one that's coming to the vintage collection pretty soon here, and this one received an 80, so that's a really good score. Again, 1984, you know, no country of origin, you know, this is going to be very common and stuff like that. So really gorgeous figure, man. And like I said, man, I'm a huge fan of these accessories holders, and you know, mostly my goal is to get these all graded by AFA. These guys right here, so I did have all these guys. Mostly of these guys I had them all loose, and so I started sending them over to AFA. The other two that I'm missing, of course, Luke in the Stormtrooper disguise, I do not have, and of course Ewok, or not Ewok, Yak Face, I don't have loose. So those are definitely something I'm gonna have to pick up, and which is pretty bad, is like they're probably the two most expensive figures out of this whole collection. So that kind of stinks. I'm gonna move these guys off to the side so you guys can see the rest. So I would say the third probably most expensive for me was, of course, this little dude right here. And I had to get this guy because obviously I do have a focus collection with the droids, and of course, you know, R2D2 is, it's, you know, one of my favorite characters. And here we have the pop-up you know, saber, you know, R2D2, really awesome piece, and of course he's got the green lightsaber. And this one's it's a little, man, this one's a little tricky to find loose, just because these guys right here, this saber always end up, there's just so many repos out there, and it's just like you have to be careful when you're buying loose stuff, you know what I'm saying, that stuff that's not graded, obviously. But there he is, man. And of course, you know, like I said, this is a no country of origin R2D2 with the pop-up saber, and this one received a 75 plus. I'm not too worried about this one, man. You know, 80s, 85s, you know, they go for a ridiculous amount, especially a carded one. But obviously, like I said, man, the biggest thing about these R2D2 units is the sticker, man. Once they start yellowing, that really brings down the grade. But everything else, it's beautiful, man. I mean, the dome is really nice. Obviously, the saber is really nice. You know, there's not really any issue with that sticker. It's not torn or anything like that, or there's any markings on it, but it's just a yellowing. And you know, that's kind of common with these droids, man. It's like, that's why I prefer them to just get them in case and try to preserve them as soon as possible. But there is the pop-up R2D2, and like I said, this is probably my probably the third most expensive figure out of this, you know what I'm saying. Obviously the Luke and Stormtrooper disguise is going to be pretty pricey. You know, those things go for like almost $1,000 just for like an 80-85, and then of course Yak Phase is, you know, a very, you know, popular figure, and so pretty interesting there. Let me see, and then of course, so yeah, so this one's my lowest grade here. This was, I don't know, man, I might get this I might get a replacement for this guy, but of course this is Anakin Skywalker. This one, of course, I did get this graded, but this one received a 70, so it's not too bad of a score, you know what I'm saying. There is a lot of flaws, as you can see, with the hair and everything like that. There's a lot of paint scuffs and stuff like that, and so I don't know, man, it's a really gorgeous piece, and that's one thing about the last 17. It's just like very unique characters that they brought in, and it's really gorgeous, and I kind of wish that Kenner would have kept on doing that and bringing up, you know, characters that they really didn't make for. So But really nice figure right there, man. Anakin Skywalker. Like I said, he just has a bad score, so I don't know if I might replace him, but I might do that later. Of course, here we have the A-Wing pilot. Really nice, beautiful figure there. You know what I'm saying? He's got his blaster there. Really awesome figure there. This one received an 80, no country of origin again. So I think the majority of these guys are pretty much 80s. I want to say like these guys are 80s. They almost became my 80 team. Of course, here we got Barada. I want to say Barada. Yeah, Barada. So he's got his little staff there. Really cool. Really, kind of a thug, you know what I'm saying, character there in the Star Wars lore. So really cool figure there. He's got his little backpack in the back there. Awesome figure. This one, of course, another 80 near mint score, and of course a no country of origin. So really badass. And like I said, man, I just love the way this right here is super clean. I just love this, having the two brackets, because it really doesn't take away from displaying the accessory. Up here, of course, this is a really awesome piece, Ran, and I really love the way AFA got this engraved. So it's like pretty much an acrylic case within an acrylic case. So here, of course, you got the carbonite block right there of Han Solo, and then here we got Han Solo with pretty much no neck. Pretty beefy Han Solo, man. He's been definitely hitting the gym, but this is a very interesting Han Solo, man. Very interesting. Definitely way different from what we saw originally in the first 12. I mean, look at that, man. This dude definitely has no neck. I don't know what happened there. So like here we go, Han Solo in the carbonite. This one received an 80 plus, so really great score for one of these guys, because then you have to factor in the actual carbonite block right here, and then of course the actual figure. And so here is the back, and I really like the way they handled the display on this one, because the block is really nicely secured, you know what I'm saying. And of course you got Han Solo right there. Off to the next, and then here we have the droid here. I want to say EV9D9, I think. Yeah, EV9D9. One of the droids right there. Really awesome. Now this guy right here, very prone to having kind of like broken legs here. As you can see how they the legs kind of bend down, you know what I'm saying, they kind of bend inward and stuff like that. So this guy is very prone for the limbs coming off and everything like that, and it's just a fragile figure here. But I was really surprised. I kept him really nicely packaged, you know what I'm saying, until he was actually ready to go, and while I was saving him and stuff like that. But he actually received an 85, so really great score for that EV9D9, and really awesome figure. But like I said, man, these guys right here are very prone for their limbs coming off and everything like that. So very gorgeous piece right there. Then moving on to the other side here, this is a cool one, and I think I didn't have this guy. I actually had to buy it. I think I got this off, I'm not sure if I got this off Facebook. Mostly, figures, I try to get them off Facebook, just because if there's a reliable, seller, and a lot of people in the community know that seller, then I usually go that way. It's a little bit easier, and it's actually a little bit cheaper than going through eBay. eBay is just like, people just hike their prices like freaking nuts, man. It's ridiculous. And then plus, they add in the shipping fees and then whatever, and then obviously they have to charge probably more just because of eBay's fees. So it's really ridiculous. But here we got the Imperial gunner. Really awesome figure right there. You got the little emblem right there on the side right there. He's got his pistol. Really cool figure, man. Really awesome design. I love this one too. This one is actually an 85, which is really nice. This one is actually the acrylic case has been upgraded, so it's archival, which means that this case has like that 99.9 UV protection. I did it once for my droids, but I thought about it, and I was like, I don't really want to spend the extra money. I don't put these guys next, like I said in my previous window, I don't put these guys in a next to a window or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Like the way I have them displayed is displayed in one of IKEA's bookshelves, and so they're away from the window and stuff like that. So I'm not really worried about the sun or anything like that, or harsh lights and stuff like that. So the lighting where these guys are displayed is pretty dim, so I'm not really too worried. But again, awesome piece, man. Really beautiful. This one, another 85, is the Imperial dignity and dignitary. So really awesome figure there. This guy is prone for his rub nose. That is one big thing, is just because the way this guy was packaged, the nose tends to rub off on the bubble, and so that is one thing these guys are really prone for. But this is a really awesome figure. Really interesting that they picked this figure, because he was probably in I think he showed up for like maybe 15-20 seconds in the film, and that was it. So I you know, it's kind of interesting that Kenner picked him. But there you go. He received an 85, and of course no country of origin. Very awesome. He has like kind of that same body mold of Anakin Skywalker. You know what I'm saying? It looks like it's all one piece, but the limbs actually move and everything like that. Another cool one is of course Lando here, man. This is a really cool one, and of course this is General Pilot Lando. Really awesome. I really dig this one because of the cape and everything like that. The cape is really awesome. Just the color of the cape going with the actual outfit, super clean too, as you can see right there. Really nice. Of course he's got his blaster there, and this one received an 80 plus, so a really great score for this guy too. So I was really pleased about getting that score. But another beautiful piece to add to the collection here. And then of course these two up here, Amanaman, I think it's Amanaman. Very awesome looking creature, man. I gotta say, really, out of all the creatures, I gotta say this one's the best looking creatures out of all of them. I mean, this doesn't really, you know, like, it just doesn't, not only the character design, right, and obviously Star Wars, but you know, when it comes to Kenner, it's just like one of the creatures that you wouldn't really think like, damn, that's a Kenner figure. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it's so different, and it's such an interesting figure. There he's got his staff, man. Really awesome staff there. You got a couple of heads there. Really cool, man. Really cool. And this one actually was got a good score too. This one's a 80 plus. Really nice. And of course, this is a no country of origin, a man, but really cool figure, man. I really dig this one, and like I said, I think the way it's displayed, it just really pops too. You know what I'm saying? It just looks really clean, and obviously they had to use some huge ass pegs to hold this guy in right there, as you can see. And then of course the last one here that I got is Luke and Luke Skywalker in the battle poncho, or poncho Luke. This one, you know, I was a little bummed about this guy. You know what I'm saying? But you know, the price and everything like that. I try to collect on the budget. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have like a huge amount of, you know, money just to like put into these figures. If I did, these guys will all be 85s, you know what I'm saying? And so I you know what I'm saying, I collect what I can within my budget, you know what I'm saying? And so this guy right here, obviously I do remember I did get this off of a Facebook group, and so really nice and everything like that. So I was really hoping for an 80, but I you know, I knew that the little paint scuffs right there onto his helmet was gonna bring it down and everything like that. But everything else, the poncho looks really clean, you know what I'm saying? There's no torn or anything. He's got his belt, he's got his blaster, so really nice figure there. And of course, you know, he did receive a 75, you know, Luke in the battle poncho. But like I said, man, I try to stay within my budget, you know what I'm saying? If I have like if I had an unlimited budget, then you know, all these would be 85s. I'd be done with it. But you know what I'm saying? I you know, I don't have tons of money, you know what I'm saying? I try to do what I can within my budget, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes I gotta sell some graded stuff, you know what I'm saying, just to you know, to support some of my collecting habits, you know what I'm saying? And like you guys know, man, this is not the only thing I collect, you know what I'm saying? I love a lot of retro action figures and modern figures, and of course, you know, the Black Series and the vintage collection. So I'm always constantly grading and stuff like that. So I try to do what I can. But there it is, man. These are the 15 out of 17, and you know what I'm saying? Like I said, man, I think the Luke Skywalker in the Stormtrooper disguise might take a while, just because I know how expensive those guys go, and I really definitely want to get one graded, and I'm definitely want to get it get one that's graded within the new, you know, case. And then of course, you know, Yak Face, that's definitely Yak Face I'm saving for last, you know what I'm saying, just because it's just symbolic to the last 17. He was the last figure to be released. Well, not technically, you know what I'm saying, they were releasing, like, you know, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and they were really releasing a whole bunch of other figures in the Power of the Force, but when it comes down to the last 17, I definitely want to keep him last. But there it is, man. There it is, the last 17 run, my last 17 run. Like I said, 15 out of 17, which is kind of funny because technically there was a 15 original new characters in the last 17 when Kenner, you know, started to bring this up and everything like that. Like I said, these two right here were reissues, so technically there's only 15 original characters. But there it is, man. I just wanted to share that with you guys. And then of course, you know what I'm saying, like when I get new figures and stuff like that, I'll definitely do an update video. And like I said, once this is complete, man, once I am done, I will move on to the Empire Strikes Back, you know, toy line and collect those figures, and then move on to the Return of the Jedi. And then of course, you know, I'm always looking for unique droids and Jawa figures for my Focus collection, which I don't know, man. I don't remember the last time I did a video on those guys and show you what I have so far. But that's pretty much it, guys. I just wanted to share that with you. What do you guys think? Are you guys collecting the last 17? Do you have any last 17 figures? What do you think of this collection? And just let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I will definitely talk to you guys in the next video.